It's a run for the border, and Democrats must respond. All that and more now on Graf's Grievances. Last month, marking an all-time record high in illegal crossings at the U.S.-Mexico border. According to U.S. Customs and Border Protection, more than 250,000 migrants illegally crossing into the United States from Mexico in December. The historic numbers come as Speaker of the House Mike Johnson and around 60 of his fellow House Republicans are traveling to the border today to attack President Biden and Democrats for failing to stop the flow of black and brown migrants into America. To be very clear, House Republicans overwhelmingly do not want to work with Democrats to secure America's southern border. They have been offered the opportunity to do just that, but refuse to negotiate in good faith. Before the Christmas break, President Biden sent Congress a request for additional aid to Ukraine, Israel, and guess what? More than $20 billion in additional funding for border security. But Senate Republicans balked, blocking the emergency spending bill. And sure, they didn't want to send more aid to Ukraine and Israel. But if Republicans really wanted to address what they deem, and I think correctly so, is a crisis at America's southern border, they have to be willing to play ball and compromise. That is the nature of divided government. Democrats just barely control the Senate, and Republicans have only a 3-seat majority in the House. But here's the big secret. Republicans do not want to secure America's southern border. They want to weaponize the historic number of illegal border crossings against President Biden and Democrats, as we are now just over 300 days from the 2024 election. And yes, Republicans have tried this tactic before. Remember the caravan of supposedly hundreds of thousands of rapists, murderers, and diseased criminals making their way through Mexico towards the United States right before the 2022 midterms? Republicans, Fox News, and other conservative outlets cynically exploiting poor men, women, and children fleeing horrendous conditions, intending to seek asylum in either Mexico or the United States. Well, thankfully, the American people overwhelmingly rejected the Republicans' lies and gave Democrats and President Biden one of the best midterm performances in the last century. But here is the thing. I am not confident that that will happen again. Since the midterms, Republican governors such as Greg Abbott of Texas, Doug Ducey of Arizona, and Ron DeSantis of Florida have been busing and even flying literally tens of thousands of migrants to Democratic cities and states. And these Democratic strongholds are more than overwhelmed and fed up. The Democratic mayors of Chicago, Denver, Houston, Los Angeles, and New York pleading with the Biden administration and Congress daily to provide them with additional funding to address all the new arrivals in their municipalities. While the busing of migrants by Republican governors to Democratic cities is a remarkable failure of governance, such pitiful tactics have gotten results by making border security a national problem for Democrats and President Biden. Unlike during the midterms, Democrats across the country are beginning to experience just a taste of the chaos Republicans have long had to cope with on the southern border. And that more universally shared understanding of the need to secure the US-Mexico border should be very alarming to Democrats. With no immigration deal in sight, President Biden and his team must do everything they can to make clear that Republicans are the ones who do not want to secure the border. Instead of addressing the needs of the American people by passing immigration reform, Republicans want all of us to suffer so they can desperately try to take back control of the White House and the Senate. Thank you for watching Graf's Grievances. Let me know what you think. Please like, subscribe, share. It really helps me grow this channel. And join me tomorrow for more.